Welcome to Data Plumbers Unplugged, where we clear the flow of data, one insight at a time. From demystifying complex concepts to uncovering actionable strategies, we're here to empower you to navigate the world of data with ease and confidence. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, this is your guide to making sense of it all. Let's dive in.
Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Looks like we've got a ton of stuff to get through today. Lots of articles, some analysis, all about Databricks. And their recent partnerships.
Yeah.
So seems like you folks out there are pretty interested in if Databricks is maybe setting themselves up to go head-to-head with Snowflake in the data and AI world. Guess that's what we're here to figure out.
Definitely a lot of activity from Databricks. Pretty fascinating to see them going about this. Creating an ecosystem, not just adding features for the sake of it.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got articles here talking about like a three-pronged approach they've got going on, expanding what their platform can do, getting into new markets, and then, yep, you guessed it, taking on the competition. Mainly Snowflake, it looks like. Where do you want to start with this?
Well, I think that news about Databricks and SAP partnering up really caught my eye. That's significant for sure. I mean, Databricks is integrated directly into SAP's business data cloud now. That's a big deal.
Okay, hold on. For those of us who, don't live and breathe data every day.
Sure.
What does that actually mean for how businesses use this stuff? What makes this integration so important?
So think about it like this. SAP, right? A ton of huge companies use it to manage, pretty much everything. Finances, operations, you name it.
Okay.
Before, if you wanted to use Databricks on top of your SAP data, it was a whole thing. Now it's all built in.
So streamlining, making things easier, especially for those giant companies.
Exactly. Say you're a big retail company using SAP. Now you can use real-time sales data right from SAP to predict what people are going to buy next.
And I'm guessing that translates to...
Well, one study found that using this kind of predictive analytics led to 15% fewer stockouts.
Wow, no more empty shelves then. Happier customers. I could see why Snowflake might be paying attention to this.
Yeah, I mean, this move definitely puts Databricks in a good spot to win over those big enterprises, the ones that depend on SAP.
Okay, so next big thing we got to unpack is this Bladebridge acquisition. What is Bladebridge even?
They do AI-powered data warehouse migration, basically helping companies move all their data from one place to another.
Quickly and easily, I hope.
That's the idea.
But the real story here is it makes it super easy to ditch your old data warehouse and move over to Databricks, right? Including switching to Snowflake.
Exactly. They're making it as painless as possible to switch, and they've got the stats to prove it. 40% faster migration, 30% cheaper. At least that's what early adopters are saying.
Time is money, so that's got to be appealing.
Oh, for sure. Think about it. You're a huge financial institution.
Okay.
Tons of data, all sitting on Snowflake. Moving that is a nightmare. Bladebridge automates a bunch of it, so it's faster, less risk of something going wrong.
Makes sense. Last one on our list for this section is Confluent. They expanded their partnership, right? What's the big focus there?
Real-time data is the key here.
Ah, okay.
Confluent does real-time data streaming, and now that's combined with Databricks AI and machine learning.
Okay, but break it down for me a little. Why is real-time data such a big deal?
Because businesses need to make decisions fast, right? Imagine you're a logistics company trying to optimize delivery routes. You need to adjust for traffic, weather, all that in real time.
So this partnership
gives them the tools to do that. Confluent provides the real-time data. Databricks analyzes it with AI. Boom, more efficient deliveries.
I see what you mean. Each of these moves plays a different angle. SAP for those huge companies,
right.
Bladebridge to lure people away from the competition.
Yeah.
And Confluent for anyone who needs real-time data solutions seems like a pretty smart strategy.
Definitely is. But don't forget, Snowflake is still a major player here.
Oh, right. The battle of the data giants, Databricks versus Snowflake. So give me the rundown. What are the big differences between these two companies?
Well, they both want to be the top platform for data and AI, but they're taking different roads to get there. Like revenue-wise, Snowflake is still ahead. We're talking maybe $3.8 billion run rate, but Databricks is catching up quick, probably around $3 billion.
Wow, so it's a tight race. So what else sets them apart? Not just about the money, right?
Not just the money. Architecture's different too. Databricks is designed for both batch processing, like handling huge chunks of data all at once, and stream processing, so dealing with data in real time, kind of like a high-performance car built for speed and agility.
Okay, so Databricks is the sports car. What about Snowflake? What's their style?
More like a powerful truck. Great for handling massive data warehouses, but not as good with real-time data.
Gotcha. So Databricks has the edge in real-time stuff thanks to that sports car architecture. What about pricing? Is that different too?
Oh yeah, totally different. Databricks is pay-as-you-go. You're basically paying for the computing power you use. Snowflake charges based on storage and compute, so it can be harder to predict costs.
So Databricks is more like paying for gas as you drive? while Snowflake is like a monthly parking fee.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Last question on this showdown. Are they targeting different types of customers?
So traditionally, Snowflake has been all about data warehousing and business intelligence across a bunch of industries. Databricks started out strong in the data science, machine learning world. But now, with these partnerships, it seems like they're ready to go after all kinds of customers, just like Snowflake.
All right, so this rivalry is super interesting, but let's zoom out for a sec. How do these partnerships and this whole competition fit into what's going on in the tech world in general?
Well, we're seeing a bunch of major trends all converging at once. First, there's the explosion of data. We're creating more data than ever before, and businesses need a way to manage and understand it all.
Right, it's like trying to drink from a fire hose.
Exactly. Then you've got AI, which is being used everywhere, from automating tasks to making predictions. But AI needs data to work, and that brings us to data silos.
Data silos, break that down for me a little for those of us who are new to this.
Sure. Imagine different departments in a company keeping all their data locked away in separate systems. That's a data silo. Makes it hard to see the big picture. So getting rid of those silos and integrating data from different places is becoming super important.
Gotcha. And of course, everything is moving to the cloud.
Right. Cloud computing just makes sense for a lot of companies. It's scalable, flexible, and often cheaper than traditional solutions. Databricks is definitely embracing the cloud, and these partnerships are helping them expand their reach even more.
So Databricks is right in the middle of all these big trends. Smart move. But with all these partnerships and integrations, there must be some potential downsides too, right? What could go wrong?
Definitely. Integrating all these different systems is complex. It takes a lot of expertise to make sure it all works together smoothly.
So what happens if it doesn't go smoothly?
Well, users could end up dealing with incompatible data formats, lunky interfaces, all sorts of technical headaches. Could even hurt a company's productivity if they can't get the systems to play nice.
And then there's the whole question of whether the partners are actually aligned, right?
Absolutely. Misaligned goals, conflicting priorities, even just miscommunication can derail a partnership, no matter how promising it looks on paper.
And what about whether companies will actually buy into this whole ecosystem approach that Databricks is building? Will they actually adopt these solutions?
That's the big question. Some companies might be hesitant to switch from their existing systems, even if they have problems. Change can be scary, especially for large companies with complex setups.
Okay, we've talked a lot about Databricks' partnerships and their competition with Snowflake. But what about the people who are actually using these platforms? What does all of this mean for them?
These partnerships aren't just about technology. They have the potential to change how people work, the decisions they make, and the results they achieve.
So let's talk about those potential impacts. What are the key things people should be aware of?
Well, integration is key. It's not enough for Databricks to just partner with these companies. They need to make sure the integrations are smooth and user-friendly. Nobody wants to fight with clunky interfaces or data compatibility problems.
And I imagine data governance and security are top of mind for businesses, especially with all these different systems talking to each other. Data breaches are a constant threat, and companies need to know their data is safe and sound within this ecosystem.
Absolutely. Strong access controls, data encryption, strict auditing mechanisms, those are all essential. And let's not forget about cost effectiveness. Companies are always looking to optimize their spending, and these partnerships need to deliver tangible ROI. It's not just about shiny new features, it's about showing companies how these integrations can save them money, increase efficiency, and ultimately boost their bottom line.
Right. Got to make business sense.
Exactly. Companies need to see a clear return on their investment to justify adopting these new solutions.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Databricks is making some big moves with these partnerships, and they seem to be positioning themselves as a serious competitor to Snowflake. But what does the future hold? Will Databricks' gamble pay off?
It's tough to say for sure. I mean, who knows what the future holds, right? Especially in tech, things move so fast. But we can look at what's happening, the trends, and try to make some guesses.
All right, let's put on our prediction hats then. What are some scenarios that could play out here?
Well, one possibility is that this ecosystem strategy Databricks is going for really takes off. Imagine a world where companies have this completely integrated platform, real-time data, AI analytics, all tied in with stuff like SAP.
That sounds pretty powerful. What would that mean for businesses if it actually happened?
Could be huge. I mean, think about how much more efficient they could be, more innovation, they'd be able to keep up with the competition better. Who knows, maybe we'd even see whole new types of products and services because of it.
But every coin has two sides, right? Any potential downsides to that scenario?
Yeah, one worry is vendor lock-in. If companies get too dependent on one provider, they lose some flexibility, maybe can't negotiate as well on price later on.
Yeah, like putting all your eggs in one basket. And what about data privacy and security? If these systems get more complex, doesn't that mean more risk of data breaches?
That's a huge point. Databricks has to make security a top priority. Strong security, clear rules about how data is used and protected. That's how they build trust with customers.
Makes sense. So Databricks' future's got both good and bad possibilities. What other outcomes should we think about?
Well, Snowflake might fight back hard. They could acquire other companies, make new partnerships, maybe even try to beat Databricks on price.
Sounds like this could become a real battle of the giants. What about other companies in the data and AI space? Anyone else we should be watching?
Oh, for sure. This landscape is always changing. There are tons of startups out there. Plus, the big names like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they're all investing heavily in this.
So lots of competition. Sounds like it's too early to say who's going to win this whole thing. What's the main takeaway for our listener then? What should they be thinking about as they try to make sense of all this?
I think the most important thing is to stay informed, keep up with the trends, watch what Databricks is doing, what Snowflake is doing, all the players.
Right, so don't just jump on the bandwagon without thinking. Do your homework, figure out what your business actually needs, then make smart choices about what technologies are going to work best.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, data and AI are all about using information to make better decisions. So be curious, ask questions, don't be afraid to try new things.
Love that advice. It's been a really interesting look at Databricks, their partnerships, and this whole rivalry with Snowflake. Thanks for walking us through it all.
No problem. I always enjoy talking about this stuff. It's fascinating to see how technology changes everything.
And to our listener, thank you for sending in all your research and questions. Hope this deep dive has been useful for you. And remember, data and AI are constantly evolving, so stay tuned to the deep dive for more explorations of the trends shaping our digital future. Until next time, keep diving deep.
Thanks for tuning in to Data Plumbers Unplugged. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with fellow data enthusiasts. Got a question or a topic you'd love us to explore? Reach out, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep the data flowing and we'll see you back here soon.